Nuru, welcome. Sorry up to everyone for the delay there. Technology is its best, always has a problem. But Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, salawat.
اللهم صل على محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه.
السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بفضل بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين الذي سمي في السماء بأحمد وفي الأرض بأبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الغر الميامين المنتجبين. First of all, we thank Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for gracing us with this wonderful moment, wonderful opportunity in this holy month of Ramadan. Kindly, mu'mineen and mu'minat, my dear brothers and sisters, allow me to ask for your forgiveness for the delay. It is due to technology, as you heard from Hajj Abbas, trying my level best to connect, and it was not going through. But Alhamdulillah, we managed to connect with you. My theme of discussions, inshallah, with you, respected brothers and sisters, will be to look at self-building. How do we build ourselves to become better human beings and to become true lovers and servants of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so therefore, tonight, being the first night, my discussion will be an introductory discussion leading to the topics that I'll be seeking to discuss with you, brothers and sisters. And as you know very well, the aim is for each and every one of us to try to take a lesson or two. You don't have to take everything that is being presented. Try as much as you can to take at least one lesson every night. And after taking that lesson, when you go back home, of course, we are sitting in our comfort zones, meaning when you go back home, meaning after the lectures, sit with your family and digest and brainstorm the lesson or lessons that you manage to take from the lecture. You know very well the holy month of Ramadan is a divine initiative for positive change. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala has given us this month as a gift to aspire for positive change. And so therefore, my topic of tonight is to look at practical ways and means of maximizing the blessings of the holy month of Ramadan during the lockdown or during self-isolation to some. No doubt, we are living in unprecedented time. It is unique time in its sense, in its feature. Allah is the best planner. He knows the reason as to why we are here. But as they said in philosophy, what you cannot achieve all, you cannot miss all. But I'm saying this year's Ramadan will be unique in the sense that it presents us with ample opportunities and ample time. And so therefore, my examination of tonight briefly will be of the following stages. The first stage is to look at man's esoteric power. Second stage of my examination is to look at the emphasis on spiritual activities within the holy month of Ramadan as per prophetic traditions. And of course, the traditions of our beloved Imams, Ahlul Bayt al-Isma wa Tahara. And then the third stage of my examination is to look at emphasis on social activities as per prophetic traditions, and of course, the traditions and the teachings of our beloved Imams. And then if time permits, to look at a little bit on the philosophies and the objectives behind the emphasis on the importance of fasting, most especially in the holy month of Ramadan. I know very well today is a very special day to my dear brothers and sisters in Sydney, and to be specific, dear brothers and sisters at Imam Hassan Center. 2004 is a unique year without a shadow of doubt for the lovers and followers of Ahlul Bayt at Imam Hassan Center. After the struggle, the mosque was open. And after the struggle and the blessings of Allah, the ibadah and the a'mal began also on the first day of Ramadan. So therefore, first day of Ramadan is no doubt unique to this beautiful community of Sydney. And I take this opportunity to congratulate each and every one of you. I know it's a very difficult today that we are not at Imam Hassan Center. But you know what? At heart, we are all at Imam Hassan Center. Just physically, we may not be there. Even me seeing this logo of Al-Hassan ibn Ali alayhi salam, it's enough for me. My spirit is at Imam Hassan Center. So therefore, my congratulations to each and every one of you. Celebrate today by being grateful to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala and asking Allah to strengthen the bond between the members of the community and to keep showering the community with His light and blessings. Maximizing the blessings of the holy month of Ramadan. Kindly pay attention, my dear brother and my dear sister. This should serve as a reminder for all of us on how to unlock the secrets of the holy month of Ramadan. Man's esoteric forces. You know, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, when He created insan, He blessed us with esoteric and exoteric forces, meaning apparent and inner forces. So there are four major inner forces or hidden forces, esoteric. The first one is the force of desire, which you all know. What's the role of the force of desire? It is behind our inclination towards eating, our inclination towards drinking lawfully, so our inclination towards wanting and yearning to get married. The second esoteric force is what? Is the force of anger. And this is behind one wanting to look at another person with certain look, or may God forbid, lifting up one's hand and laying it on someone else. Or may God forbid, using your feet to kick something or someone. So that is the power of anger which we all have. The third esoteric force or power given to us by Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala out of His mercy is what scholars call phantom or delusional power. Huwa al-wahmi. What is delusional power? Don't take the meaning delusion on a face value. Delusional power simply means a power given to us by Allah to plan and strategize for the power of anger and the power of desire to execute its plan. And then the last esoteric force given to us by our beloved merciful Creator is intellectual power, the power of the intellect. Now, if you examine the power of intellect on its own, as per the traditions of Prophet and Quran, you realize that the power of intellect in essence is good. It's khayr. This is the power that equips us, each and every one of us, Muslim, not Muslim, it doesn't matter, with mechanisms to understand the consequences or the result of an action before an action takes place. Again, the power of intellect helps us to be able to analyze things analytically or to be able to process things in a proper way. The power of intellect helps us to be able to say, this is good and this is bad. So, in essence, power of intellect is khair. Likewise, the power of anger, the power of desire, the power of delusion or imagination, as some may call it, they are also good in essence. Why? Because if you look at the power of anger, it helps us to defend ourselves in a very lawfully and nice way. And if you look at the power of desire, it helps for reproduction and for us to remain healthy by eating and drinking. And of course, if you look at the delusional power or the power of imagination, it helps us to strategize and plan properly to achieve a maximum success in our lives. Now, sometimes you realize in our lives as individuals or as societies, as Muslims, as non-Muslims, that these powers given to us by Allah might not be channeled properly the way Allah designed it. You may find someone, power of desire controls him and manages him or her. When he or she does haram, he tends to justify. You may find someone, the power of desire will control him, either eating or drinking or going into a lawful relationship or watching unnecessary stuff online, spending the whole day and the whole night watching unlawful movies, listening to unlawful music, and of course, delusional power again sometimes. The way Allah wants things to be, Allah wants all these esoteric forces to be in order under the management and the authority of the power of the intellect. Once they are all under the authority of the power of the intellect, you then tend to see beauty out of a person. You then tend to see a person going in accordance with the teachings of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Suffice to say, our beloved Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam said, when Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala created angels, he granted them mind without desire and imagination. And when Allah created animals, excuse my word, he granted them desire, imagination without mind or intellect. But when Allah created insan, he provided insan desire, imagination, intellect. And he says in that riwayah, whoever allows his intellect to manage his desire and imagination, he becomes better than angels in the eye of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. And whoever allows his desire and imagination to manage him and control him, what happens? You become worse than animals in the eyes of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. So insan, you can be better than angels if you want to be. You can be a true ambassador of Allah. Now, after this, here comes the importance of the holy month of Ramadan. Kindly, my dear brother and sister, pay attention to this. Subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us Ramadan as a gift to do what? To be able to nurture our force of desire, anger, and imagination in order to allow the force of intellect or intellectual force to properly exercise its authority on these forces. That is the opportunity presented to us by the holy month of Ramadan. This holy month presents to us this opportunity of nurturing our desire and bring about balance. It presents us with opportunities of nurturing our anger in order to be able to bring about balance, and likewise to nurture our imagination or the power of imagination or imaginary power. How? So, the first line of activity that the holy month of Ramadan presents us in order to be able to nurture and organize these forces is the temporary closure of the activities of our desires. Look at this line, my dear brother and my dear sister. May Allah bless you. Normally, we are independent to eat the way we want, lawfully so. To drink the way we want, lawfully so. To go to our families. But here comes the holy month of Ramadan and say, don't do it. Although the food you earn it lawfully, the drink you earn it lawfully, the marriage is lawfully solemnized. But don't do it until later at night. Do you know why? It is to build your willpower so that your akal, your intellect, supervise and manage the other forces. If I and you are able in the holy month of Ramadan to stay away from lawfully earned food, lawfully earned drink, and lawfully marriage and families, why then after the holy month of Ramadan I am unable to stay away from haram? Why after the holy month of Ramadan I am unable to manage my desire? Sometimes I know it's haram, but my desire pushes me to do, and my desire makes me to justify. Sometimes I know to waste my time on gadgets, it's making me unproductive, but my desire pushes me. Sometimes I know to fail to do my salah, it is not acceptable, but my desire pushes me to do. Sometimes I know very well to go out without hijab is not acceptable, but my desire pushes me to do and makes me to justify. Now, the holy month of Ramadan is an opportunity, my dear brother, my dear sister, if you are determined to ensure that you build your willpower to be able to manage your imagination, your desire, and your anger at the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Note that the holy month of Ramadan, whatever we do in this month is not for the purpose of that month. It is for the purpose of the aftermath of this month. Meaning, the 11 months after the holy month of Ramadan. The holy month of Ramadan is divine intensive care unit. We have all now entered into Allah's intensive care unit. Now, the doctor is going to start working on us. We will see who will take his or her medication seriously by the end of the holy month of Ramadan. May Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala makes us come out of this holy month successfully by making sure our desire is managed and our anger is managed and our imagination is managed. Now, second activity that the holy month of Ramadan presents us with is emphasizes on special spiritual activities. You know some of these activities, but it's important I put them into proper perspective. Today is the first day of Ramadan, and to some is the eve of the first day of Ramadan. This is the moment for one to be determined to try as much as he or she can to fly to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. What's the first spiritual activity recommended in this month? It's recitation and reflection on the verses of Quran. It's so important. We don't just recite for reciting's sake. We recite and at the same time we reflect on either one verse or two. You know what the Holy Prophet mentioned? He said, Man kara'a fihi ayatan min al-Quran kana lahu mithlu ajr man khatama al-Qur'ana fi ghayrihi min ash-shuhur. He said, whoever recite one verse in the holy month of Ramadan, he will be given or be granted the reward of completing the entire Quran in any other month of the year. Quran is so important. May Allah bless our communities. We have this Quran Khanis. But that is not enough, my dear brother and my dear sister. Have your own personal plan. Do a bit of Quran reflection, Quran recitation in the house. You know, when you reflect, you experience the beauty of Quran. You experience, you know, the power of Quran. And inshallah, this is one particular topic I want to dissect a lot tomorrow and to go into details, inshallah. The second spiritual activity recommended by the Holy Prophet and Ahlul Bayt in this month is what? Waking up during Sahari time. It's powerful. It energizes you. It boosts your morale. You know what Prophet said? Tasaharu walau bijur ilma. He said, wake up for suhoor, even if it is with a glass of water. In other words, the essence of Sahari is not about eating. You know, in Swahili they said it's not about chakula. It is that barakah, that ambience, that warmth coming from the barakah of heaven during that time is crucial. As the Holy Prophet made dua that salawatullahi ala al-mutasakhirin. He said the blessings and the peace of Allah is on those who rise up during the Sahari time. In other words, they wake up. And you know the recommendation is what? Before you have a physical Sahari, have spiritual Sahari. What is spiritual Sahari? Engage in one way or the other in a certain form of ibadah. You could say, before you go for food, you're going to do astaghfirullah rabbi wa atubu ilayh, astaghfirullah. Oh no! When you wake up for Sahari, sit there on your musalla. What do? You say, Ya Allah, here I am, your slave and your servant. I've been committing this particular sin in my life. I've been wasting my time on social media. I have committed haram, unlawful relationship. I've never taken my salat serious. I've never taken my hijab serious. Ya Allah, soften my heart to be able to stay away from this sooner or later or after the holy month of Ramadan. So therefore, waking up for Sahari as a big barakah, my dear brother and my dear sister. And the third important spiritual activity of this month is what? As-salatu awwal waqt. Salat on time. We have a riwayah. If you go to the khutbah of the Holy Prophet on the last Friday of the holy month of Ramadan, Sha'ban, excuse me. Prophet said, وَارْفَعُوا إِلَيْهِ أَيْدِيَكُمْ بِالدُّعَاءِ فِي أَوْقَاتِ صَلَاتِكُمْ فَإِنَّهَا أَفْضَلُ السَّاعَاتِ. So raise up your hands to make dua and ask Allah during the time of your salah. My point is during the time of your salah. It's an emphasis on the importance of salat awwali waqt. Maybe you were working. Now because of Corona lockdown, we are all at home. There is no excuse for one not to pray on the dot. And you know the blessings of praying on the dot on time? Because Imam al-Zaman prays at that time. And you will get the inaya and the barakah. Of course, depending which area of the world Imam might be. But at the same time, narration mentioned, whoever prays on time, he reap and take the benefits from the blessings of the presence of Abu Salih al-Mahdi. So salat on time is crucial. Another important spiritual activity is what? Optional prayers. So important. In addition to the obligatory ones, optional prayers. And the Holy Prophet makes it beautiful. Man tatawwa'a fihi bi rak'atin kana dhalika bara'atan min an-nar. Whoever prays in the holy month of Ramadan, one optional prayer, that will be a shield for him against the fire of hell. And of course, every obligatory prayer you pray, in the holy month of Ramadan, you will get equivalent reward of praying 70 years obligatory prayers. But now the point is on optional prayers. Zuhur has optional prayers leading to it, and Asr. Maghrib has, Isha has, Fajr has. One of the most important optional prayers, my dear brother and sister in Sydney, that you can really think of establishing is Salatul Layl Namaz Shab. No better time than the holy month of Ramadan to begin establishing Salatul Layl. You know, the Holy Prophet mentioned one is deprived of Salatul Layl when he commits sins and he doesn't think of stopping the sins. There is tastes in Salatul Layl. Prophet said, Salatul Layl tuhassinul khulq. It perfects and beautifies one's behavior. He said, Salatul Layl beautifies one's face. It said, Salatul Layl, it makes you have a special smell. Allah gives you that special fragrance around you. He said, a house where Salatul Layl is being recited, angels frequent that house. And you know very well, one day the Holy Prophet looked at Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, and he said to him, Ya Ali, safeguard and protect three things. Imam Ali looked at Prophet and he said to him, what are those? Prophet said, number one, Salatul Layl. Number two, Salatul Layl. Number three, Salatul Layl. You will achieve a maximum spiritual height through Salatul Layl, Namaz Shab. Begin with Shafi'i and with 2 and 1. That is also highly emphasized spiritual activity in the holy months of Ramadan. We are in a lockdown. Some are in self-isolation, quarantine. This is the opportunity, my dear brother and sister, to make this Ramadan as if it is a farewell Ramadan of your life. Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam mentioned, when an opportunity is presented to you to worship Allah in such a way that that act of worship you are engaged with is the final act of worship in your life. Said, فَصَلِّ صَلَاةً مُوَدَّةً. So this is your opportunity, my dear brother and my dear sister. And the last spiritual activity that we are encouraged to do in the holy month of Ramadan is congregational prayers. Now, of course, we are unable to go to our mosques, but you can establish congregational prayers with your families. You know, Prophet mentioned from Hadith al-Qudsi of Allah that Allah said, my houses on earth are mosques. He said, blessings of Allah be on any servant who purifies himself in his house and then goes to my mosque to worship. You can make your own mosque in your house, your own Imam Bara Hussainiya in your house. Start praying together if you have not yet started. Let this Ramadan inspire you to start doing something like that. You, the man, lead the salah. You get the barakah of the holy month of Ramadan. So therefore, these are the spiritual activities that we have at our doorsteps, our disposals in this holy month of Ramadan, to use them to nurture the esoteric forces that we have within us, and to ensure that our intellect manages these forces. The last stage of my examination: what are the social activities that the Holy Prophet of Islam and Ahlul Bayt encourage us to engage with in the holy month of Ramadan? Remember, the essence of the holy month of Ramadan, or the essence of every act of worship, is to equip you with mechanisms to be able to establish 3 fundamental relationships. Take note. First relationship is relationship with heaven, with Allah. To make Allah your neighbor. What does it mean to make Allah your neighbor? To feel the presence of Allah. To be conscious at all time. And the second relationship is to help you establish relationship with human beings, with insan. And the third relationship is to establish relationship with earth. So when people talk of global warming and climate change, I always tell them that's the essence of our religion. 3 relationships: with heaven, with people, and with earth. Because earth is amana given to us by Allah. You can't destroy and pollute the environment. It is un-Islamic. It is haram. It defeats the purpose of religion. But that's not my point. Although in the holy month of Ramadan, we can try to curtail that by using the best utensils that are usable rather than using disposable ones, which will then cause harm to the environment. That's a separate discussion. And you know very well, every act of worship, again, has 2 dimensions. We have Janibi Mulki, we have Janibi Malakuti. The first dimension of every act of worship is physical, apparent dimension. And the second dimension is spiritual and hidden dimension, esoteric dimension. What is the physical dimension of fasting? Abstaining from food and water from dawn to night. You get reward for that, don't get me wrong. But what is the hidden dimension of fasting? Is to perfect your akhlaq. Is to make you better human being. Is to make people around you feel good and better. Imam Ali said, when you are with people, interact with them in such a way that when you are absent, they crave your presence. And when you die, they forever mourn you. So the essence of the act of worship is not just praying. Praying is what? Prerequisites. But the essence is to perfect our akhlaq. And therefore, we have recommendations on social activities. Quickly, the first social activities is your responsibilities towards your close family members. I'm talking of now your wife, your husband, your children, and those who live with you under one roof. Prophet mentioned, "Julusuka inda iyalik ahabbu ila Allah min i'tikaf fi masjidi hadha." He said, you sitting next to your family is so dear to Allah than doing i'tikaf in his mosque in Medina. So this holy month of Ramadan, if before you were busy with your work, it is an opportunity to pray together with your family, I mentioned. But not only that, break the fast together. Not only that, discuss Islam together. Because husband, you are perfected to your wife, and wife, you are perfected to your husband. Husband, you are perfected by your wife, and wife, you are perfected by your husband. So there is this existential relationship between the perfecter and the perfected. So the first recommendation on social activity is to ensure that you're strengthening your family ties and family relationship. Suffice to say, Quran taught us, you are the selves of one another. Husband, you are self to your wives, and vice versa. That's number one. Number two, Sile Rahim. Now going to your large relatives, members of your family, your uncles, your grandfather, grandmom, Silatul Rahim. Prophet makes it very clear. Man wasala fihi rahima, wasalahu Allahu bi rahmatih yawma yalqa. He said, whoever strengthening his family ties and relationship, now he's talking of the broader family members, Allah will reach out to you on the day of Qiyamah with his special rahmah and mercy. How do you go about it? Call your family members, check on them now and then in the holy month of Ramadan. Send them gifts since you are unable to get together for iftar. Send them inspirational message. Those among them who struggle, reach out to them, support them. It's so important. And another recommendation that we have on social activities is to reach out to whoever is in need. It'amul fuqara, who are in need in your neighborhood, in your locality. Share the blessings of the holy month of Ramadan with everyone. It's so important, it's crucial. Let your neighbors know that we are in a very unique time. We are in a very unique month. Ramadan, my dear brothers and sisters, cannot be ordinary month. The way we were before Ramadan, we cannot afford to be the same. The Holy Prophet mentioned, لو يعلم العبد ما في رمضان لود أن يكون رمضان السنة. He said, indeed, if the servant of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala recognizes, underline the word recognizes the essence and the barakah of Ramadan, he would wish the entire year to be Ramadan. Allahu Akbar. It'amul fuqara. Reach out to those who are in need, especially during this challenging time. The health workers, the carers. Reach out to them. Tell them, I'm sharing the blessing of the holy month of Ramadan. But remember, keep social distancing. Don't go closer. Protect yourself and protect someone next to you. And this doesn't mean that you keep going out. You can send food and that's it. Follow your government guidelines and medical expert advices. And of course, in feeding the poor, also don't forget to feed the poor who is fasting. The Holy Prophet mentioned, whoever feeds someone and that becomes a means for that person to break his or her fast, you will be given the reward of the fasting of that person without Allah reducing the reward of that person. So it's so important, it's so powerful to be able to reach out to those who are in need in this holy month of Ramadan. And last but not least, recommendation on social activities. Avoid israf, extravagance, waste. We may have everything at our disposals. Our refrigerators are jam-packed with food and groceries. Don't do israf. Israf, my dear brother and my dear sister, it will render your fast crippled. It will make the fast remains hanging. Make sure, don't do israf. Don't cook and throw the food. Remember the plight of the needy. And in conclusion, what do we gain out of all these activities? Number one, I mentioned earlier on, it brings about balance on how you use the esoteric forces given to you by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number two, you become healthy. Ramadan is a means to boost your immune system and to make you healthy. The Holy Prophet of Islam mentioned, Sumu tasihu, fast and you will be healthy. But sometimes, you know what we do? During iftar, we eat unhealthy food and that destroys us. These are some of the reasons as to why we are unable to continue with at least some of the pace that we developed within the holy month of Ramadan. Quran says, فَلْيَنْظُرِ الْإِنسَانُ إِلَىٰ طَعَامِهِ. Why can't insan look at his food? Check your food. Don't eat for eating sake. Allah says, eat halal, but not only halal. Tayyibah, good. Eat good food, healthy food. It will boost your morale and it will boost your immune system. So benefit of health. Another benefit, of course, you know, my dear brother and sister, it makes you to feel the pain of the poor. Because you have everything, but you are not eating. Sometimes it's not easy, isn't it? So the holy month of Ramadan helps you to feel the pain of the poor. Not only that, the holy month of Ramadan, you know, is self-training on resistance against unlawful acts. So therefore, it builds your patience, really, this month. It builds you. It builds your character. It builds your personality. You become patient of everything. Not eating food, not mistreating people, not lying. Why can't you continue with that? Remember, it is an institution of self-building. If you go to university, you are expected to graduate successfully, isn't it? So we are now in Allah's university or intensive care unit, as I mentioned. We are now busy now. The studies are started. The programs are started. We have all been enrolled by Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Allah will know who is going to come out with flying colors, who is coming out with distinctions, who are coming with pass. And may Allah forbid, who will come outside with fail. May Allah forbid. So therefore, Ramadan, it helps you to become patient, or more if you are someone who is always patient. And of course, Ramadan also helps you to become sincere. Because you see, you may hide and eat, nobody sees you, isn't it? But for the sake of Allah, you decide not to eat. What does it do? It builds your sincerity, your ikhlas. And you will be expected, inshallah, after the holy month, to carry on with your ikhlas, with your sincerity. The holy month of Ramadan helps you to acquire knowledge. May Allah bless those members of our communities who teach in madrasa every week. This is also divine institution. It's a learning curve. And I mentioned every single lecture you're going to hear this month, either from me or from other respected scholars. Take at least one lesson. So it's a university of learning. It's a learning curve. And if you are determined, you'll be amazed as to the number of information you'll be able to amass by the end of this holy month of Ramadan. And last but not least, this holy month of Ramadan builds your taqwa, your consciousness. And Quran makes it very clear, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, so that you may guard against evil. That's the highest philosophy and objective of fasting. And you know, this taqwa is a process. One doesn't just get taqwa overnight. You start fasting, you start praying. The more determined you are, the more you are on your way to achieving maximum taqwa. And how do you achieve maximum taqwa? It's by feeding your subconscious mind. So we've got conscious mind, aklun wa'i, and then we've got subconscious mind, aklun batini. To achieve taqwa, you need to feed your subconscious mind. How do you feed your subconscious mind? It's by repeating good things. How? You know, when you repeat doing salat now and then, your conscious mind will take it and it will transfer to your subconscious mind, and it becomes part and parcel of you. When you keep doing haram, your conscious mind will pick it if you repeat it in your life, and it will transfer to your subconscious mind, and then it becomes like, na'udhu billah, may God forbid, part of your life. So the more you do khair, the more your conscious mind pick it and transfer to your subconscious mind, and then of course it will go to your nafs, and your nafs will ensure that that is part and parcel of your life. So therefore, mu'minin and mu'minat, this is our opportunity. Let us make the best out of it. As they said, you know, you chill in this month. Chill in Allah's ICU and just benefit from it. Be yourself. Take it at a time, and Allah will bless you. Inshallah, we pray to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to make it easy for us and to forgive us our shortcomings and make us worthy of being His true lovers and followers. Azza billahi tawfiq. Sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi tahirin. Now, inshallah, I'm happy to take your questions, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah, habibi.
It's amazing. It's nearly midday or 1 o'clock in the UK, and you've got amazing energy. I have eaten my iftar, but I have not got the energy you have. So thank you very much. Thank you very much as well. It's a very special day for Imam Hassan Center today. It was the day we started in 2004. So to have you as our speaker today, thank you very much. To everybody that's out or listening or are on YouTube, well, we can't take your questions from there, but if you've got a question here on this platform, please, if you type your message in. Sheikh only has a few minutes before namaz time. Or the other option, Sheikh, I think we have you back again tomorrow. How about we do it tomorrow, because I think you need to go for namaz.
Yes, inshallah. Yeah, so tomorrow, inshallah, will be perfect day, inshallah. Inshallah, tomorrow, I hope we'll not have these technical challenges.
Inshallah, let's try a little bit earlier so we make sure we're up and running before that.
Maybe by 11 o'clock or so, or 11:30, we try before 12, inshallah.
All right. Thank you very much, Sheikh Nur. Inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair. My regard to everyone, inshallah. Ramadan Mubarak to all, inshallah.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alhamdulillah, habibi. Ahsanti, inshallah. Ahsanti.